The Jets had huge expectations coming into last season because you assumed that their defense was going to be elite, and it was really a matter of Aaron Rodgers being the quarterback there as opposed to a Zach Wilson, where you have a Breece Hall, you have a Garrett Wilson, you ultimately ended up getting a Davante Adams back, that kind of situation, and it ended up being a disaster. He finished 5-12, even though he passed for 28 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, and nearly threw for 4,000 yards, which is not anything to sneeze at. The reality is that he didn't live up to expectations, and him being an experienced individual who's one of the elite quarterbacks that the game of football has ever seen, it's pretty hard to be completely new at the GM and the head coaching spot and come back with the same old, particularly when that same old wasn't what he used to be.
I love you guys so much.
Happy Valentine's Day! Aaron Rodgers, you just got dumped by the Jets. Talk about getting dumped by a poverty organization. This is Sports Guy talking that you guys are watching and listening to. I am Dustin Tran, your host, as I am here today to talk about Aaron Rodgers officially getting dumped by the Jets. The Jets are moving on from Aaron Rodgers as their starting quarterback, even though Aaron Rodgers has been on their roster for 2 seasons. This marks the end of an era for Jets football, as they have massively underachieved in the Aaron Rodgers era. Before I say anything else, though, I want to present you guys with the topic question. So, here it is. Should Aaron Rodgers retire from the NFL? Absolutely. Is this even a real question? Aaron Rodgers is beyond washed up. Do not get fooled by what the stats tell you. I know that whenever people look up stats for Aaron Rodgers online, they will tell me, oh, Aaron Rodgers still has it, man. He still can put up great numbers, and he can still lead a team to victory under the right circumstances. I massively disagree with that, though, because we all know that Aaron Rodgers is a stat pattern. Aaron Rodgers had a 28-11 TD-INT ratio this year, but most of those touchdowns were padded up. He also didn't really throw that many interceptions because, well, he's Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is a great quarterback. Don't get me wrong. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer. However, Aaron Rodgers is washed up. The last time Aaron Rodgers was a great quarterback, I was a freshman in college. That's how long ago it has been. I'm about to graduate college in May, but Aaron Rodgers has not really accomplished anything since the 2021 NFL season, and with no team having a QB away from true contention, there really is no place for Aaron Rodgers to go to. I know some people are going to point to Brett Favre as a career arc for Aaron Rodgers in his 40s, but Brett Favre was able to join a team that was a quarterback away from legitimate Super Bowl contention. At the current moment, there is no team that is a quarterback away from Super Bowl contention. Just think about it. Who are the best teams left that don't really have a quarterback? Maybe the Pittsburgh Steelers, but the Pittsburgh Steelers already tried the veteran quarterback experiment. They already have Russell Wilson on their roster. Look at how that turned out for the Steelers in 2024. It didn't end so well. Granted, Russell Wilson had a few good games early on, but he really showed nothing special. After that few game stretch, he had a massive collapse for them. They started out 10-3. They end up losing all the rest of their games to get blown out in the AFC wildcard round. If the Steelers sign Aaron Rodgers, it's just going to be more of the same. Aaron Rodgers is not a needle mover at this point in stage of his career. He's a poor leader. He's arrogant. He's smug. He's condescending. I like his politics in general, but a lot of people don't like them, which is going to be divisive in the locker room. Therefore, Aaron Rodgers is a cancer to any team that tries to sign him in the offseason. Outside of the Steelers, there is really not any team that is a quarterback away from true contention. They all either have good young quarterbacks on their roster, or they're already long-time established quarterbacks. The reality of the situation for Aaron Rodgers is he's probably going to end up on the unemployment line. It may come off as haterish to say that, but there really is no clear fit for Aaron Rodgers. Any team that signs Aaron Rodgers is clearly in rebuild mode, which clearly Aaron Rodgers doesn't want to be a part of. And even if Aaron Rodgers wanted to be a part of rebuild, why would the team that's in a rebuild mode want to sign a 40-plus-year-old quarterback that is a year removed from tearing his Achilles? It really doesn't make any sense whatsoever. I also want to show you guys this clip of Colin Cowherd talking about Aaron Rodgers not working out on the Jets. I agreed with a lot of what Colin Cowherd said. Now, this is going to be audio only for copyright-related purposes. Roll the film.
In my opinion, Aaron will tell you, hey, I'm going to wrap it up. Heck of a career. He can say that. That's all BS. Aaron needs a third act. You do not want to be remembered. Favre had success in Minnesota. Peyton Manning wins a Super Bowl in Denver. Tom wins ones in Tampa. You're known as a quarterback that leaves Green Bay, and the Packers the next year are better without you, and you bomb in New York and become kind of a zany conspiracy theorist. That is not what you want to be remembered as. Aaron's going to tell you, I don't listen to traditional news. I do my own homework. I don't care about criticism. That's BS. Everybody hears it. People care what you say about them. You do, I do, everybody does.
There you go, Colin Cowherd. Sometimes you're right, sometimes you're wrong. In this take, you are absolutely right. There really is no clear fit for Aaron Rodgers to sign anywhere. Certain teams that came up on the list for where Aaron Rodgers could go to are the Colts, Seahawks, Saints, Steelers, Raiders. Those are the 5 teams that I came up with on my list. Obviously, if you're the Colts, you don't sign Aaron Rodgers because he doesn't really provide a lot of value for the Colts at this point in stage of their team building construction. They're not a quarterback away from being major contenders in the AFC. If you're the Seahawks, maybe you sign Aaron Rodgers, maybe you can make some noise in the NFC West, but the Seahawks are in year 1 of the Mike Macdonald rebuild. They still have Geno Smith at the quarterback position, a guy that I like more than most people. Geno Smith is a top half quarterback in the NFL. He's not worth moving off to sign Aaron Rodgers. They're not a quarterback away from contending in the Super Bowl. You also have to think about the Raiders. That's an intriguing option, but the Raiders are not a quarterback away from major contention in the AFC. Why would the Raiders sign Aaron Rodgers knowing that they are not a quarterback away from competing in a Super Bowl? If they sign Aaron Rodgers, they might improve from 4 wins to maybe 7 wins. So that's not really much of a factor to me. As for the Saints, do I really need to explain why that would not be a fit for Aaron Rodgers? The Saints need to rebuild. They don't need to be signing veteran players and trying to win now. They need to rebuild and tank the 2025 NFL season with the hope that they can become a better team in the long term. So obviously the Saints, they're not a legitimate option for Aaron Rodgers. Based on the teams that I listed for potential destinations with Aaron Rodgers, there is really no perfect fit whatsoever. That tells me Aaron Rodgers needs to retire, especially with that massive ego of his. Aaron Rodgers needs to humble down and realize that he is just a football player at the end of the day. Stop trying to be more than an athlete. I don't necessarily like saying this towards Aaron Rodgers because he does bring up solid points about the COVID vaccine, but you're a quarterback that is on the decline. The last time you were a good quarterback, that was when the COVID vaccine was still being talked about. When you keep talking about it in 2025, you come off as a desperate man. Aaron Rodgers hasn't been a great quarterback since 2021. He's not going to magically become a great quarterback now. For Aaron Rodgers to get ditched by the Jets, it just really tells you everything you need to know about Aaron Rodgers' NFL career. It's time to retire Aaron Rodgers. You got to accept the fact, look, Aaron Rodgers used to be one of my favorite players growing up when I was a kid, but I understand reality of the sports world. It's time to move on to a new generation. Younger stars are taking over the game of football. Aaron Rodgers needs to realize that. Make sure that you can end up getting to the next stage of your life comfortably, and everybody will feel better about themselves. So that is why Aaron Rodgers should retire from the NFL, as there is no clear fit for Aaron Rodgers to join an NFL team effectively in 2025. Remember, go ahead and subscribe to Sports Guy Talking, like the video, and please comment down below. If you guys do that, I'm going to shout you guys out in my Instagram story every Monday. That will be for the @DustinNastran Instagram account. Make sure to follow me on Instagram @DustinNastran, and that's Sports Guy Talking. Also, go follow me on Twitter @DustinNastran. Again, go ahead and do those things that I just told you guys to go do. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the content that was just produced. Peace out. I hope you enjoyed that video. Want more Sports Guy Talking, the home of great sports content? Make sure you click that subscribe button to get the latest from Sports Guy Talking. Go ahead and like the video, comment down below, check the description box on the video in order to follow my Instagram and Twitter. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from the YouTube channel Sports Guy Talking.